Do you struggle with self-confidence? If so, then you are not alone. It's reported about 85% of people struggle at some point in their life with self-confidence issues. So today I want to give you 5 ways that we can help rebuild that self-confidence. But before we go into that, I want to actually talk about the definition of self-confidence because it often gets confused with self-esteem. So I want to give you the definition of both so we know exactly what we're talking about here. So self-esteem refers to whether you appreciate and value yourself. Your self-esteem develops and changes as a result of your life experiences and interactions with other people. Self-confidence, however, which we're going to talk about today, is the belief in yourself and your abilities. So just so we know exactly what we're working with, that's where it comes. But again, before I give you these little tips, why do we struggle with self-confidence? Now, I personally believe the reason why so many people struggle with their self-confidence is simple. It's because they don't have a good relationship with themselves. How many times have you said you were going to do something and then you don't? And you keep breaking those promises to yourself. Now imagine if your friend did that to you. What would your relationship be like with them? It'd be terrible. You wouldn't have the confidence in them to do what you ask them to do because they're lying, they don't follow through. But it's the same thing that you have with yourself. So we need to really work on rebuilding that relationship with yourself. And it starts by taking small little steps, making small promises to yourself, because once you make those small promises to yourself and then you follow through, you slowly start to rebuild that relationship with yourself, just like you would rebuild that relationship with a friend, partner, family member, whatever it is that maybe you didn't have a good relationship with. So that's just off the bat. That's something I talk about all the time. I want to give you a bit more context to that. So first thing is, number 1, to rebuild this self-confidence, embrace your strengths and achievements. So if you are struggling right now with this self-confidence, actually acknowledge and celebrate some of your past achievements. Because right now you may be going to a new job and you may be a bit scared, not feeling confident in this workplace, but you've been in this situation before. You've been in situations where actually you face similar adversities, but you overcame them. So actually write down all the list of things you've done in your past that are achievements that make you feel good. This ties into a later point that we're going to go into. Excuse me. But actually having this past success allows you to realize that you've been in very similar situations before and you overcame them, actually giving you confidence in this current situation that you're in right now. It's also just a nice reminder. It's a nice reminder to have. Just have it on hand there because it can boost your confidence at any time that you need to. Number 2, practice positive self-talk. So I've done a whole episode on negative thought patterns. So I'm going to link it in the description and link it at the top here if you're on YouTube. But pay attention to your internal dialogue because any time you have this negative self-doubt, that's where this lack of self-confidence comes in. Self-confidence is these negative thoughts you engage in. Oh, I can't do this. What if I fail? And then it knocks your confidence. It steals your confidence. Now, these thoughts are going to pop up. You can't control the thoughts that pop up. We spoke about this before. But what you can do is you can see these negative thoughts that keep popping up and stealing your self-confidence. You can see these thoughts that pop up, these negative ones, as an opportunity to replace them with positive, empowering statements. Affirmations. Now, whether you believe in affirmations or not, I'm not really bothered. Like, they work, and there's proof that backs that up. I've used them in my own life, and again, these books behind me that you maybe see or can't see, it talks about them a lot. Because what are affirmations? Affirmations are you talking to yourself and giving your attention to positive things, positive outcomes that you want. I am this. Rather than saying, I'm a failure, I'm a loser. We do it all the time. We're using affirmations in our life, whether we know it or not. The problem is we're using them for the negative. I'm a loser, I'm a failure. And guess what? That's how you see yourself. Why don't we actually use these negative thoughts that pop up to actually replace them? These negative thoughts pop up. Bam, that's a trigger to replace it instantly with something powerful. And what you do is whatever the thing that's popped up, whatever the negative thought is, replace it with the exact opposite. So again, I'm a loser, I'm a failure. No, I'm not a loser. I'm in the process of becoming very successful. And notice what I said there. I'm in the process of becoming successful. Because it's really hard if you are struggling financially right now and you're like, oh, I'm rich, I'm this, I'm that, I've got an amazing job, but you don't, that can actually lead to more negative self-talk. But actually, if I am in the process of, then by definition, by just saying those words, you actually are in the process of. It's a really small little minute thing, but it makes a massive, massive difference. So actually just replace this thing with these positive affirmations. And over time, what this is going to do is going to reaffirm this positive identity. I am successful. I am affluent. I am confident. I can do my job. I'm in the process of learning this skill. Whatever it may be, over time it builds up because it's done. This is how this negative things come up in the first place. This is how you lost your self-confidence in the first place. You would say these negative, disempowering statements over and over and over again, and then you believe them. That's what's robbed you of your self-confidence. So let's swap it. Let's replace it with something positive and reaffirm that constantly over and over again, because then guess what? Just like it stole your confidence, it would also give you the confidence back. So powerful. Number 3, create a confidence portfolio. This is something that I learned in my fitness journey. When I go on sales calls, if I was ever doubting myself, my ability, what I've got is a folder of past transformations. So before I go on a sales call, I would load up this folder of all the transformations that I've got, and I just quickly flip through them. It also have testimonials, feedback, all these things that I've achieved in my life in the fitness industry. And then guess what? It'd give me confidence going into this situation. So can you do the same thing? Can you build a portfolio of your achievements, accomplishments, and then positive feedback? Kind of links into the first point, but we're having an actual physical folder thing that we can use. Because then all we're doing is we're using this moment right now to actually rewire that self-doubt. We're rekindling that self-confidence, because that's what we want. We want to rebuild that self-confidence. So if you're looking at actual factual things, it's there, it's photos, it's testimonials, it's anything like that, the written reviews that you've got that actually backs up, no, actually I can do this. I know I can do this. And anytime you're doubting yourself, just go back and look at it. You can also build on this again, having a positivity playlist. Call it power list if you want to. But again, music that gives you the confidence. So when I go to the gym, I always listen to my gym playlist. Why? It's not about the music, it's about how it makes me feel. It makes me feel confident, it makes me feel strong, it makes me want to go and train, it motivates me. Do you have similar sort of music that can give you confidence, that maybe you're struggling at work with confidence, but on the way to work, you can listen to certain music, it gives you confidence. All these little things are so subtle, but it can massive difference. Number 4, future self-connection. Now, with this is something that I talk on my coaching program that's launching later on in the year, and it's something that I've worked with clients for a long time. It's about creating this future ideal version of yourself. And what we're doing is you're seeing yourself in this desired confident state. So if there's a situation or a thing that's robbed your confidence and you don't feel confident in, visualize yourself, see yourself actually doing that thing. See yourself actually doing it. See yourself as this confident and capable individual. And then all this is doing is, again, it's almost like affirmations, but it's a visual affirmation. You're seeing this version of yourself. And then what that's going to do is it's going to align your thoughts and your actions with this new version. This is what I want to do. And by, again, reaffirming it to yourself, it just keeps you in alignment. People talk about alignment all the time. They don't know what that means. It means basically aligning with your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. And how do you do it? The visual and the auditory, again, visually saying the affirmations and actually visually seeing them, so powerful. But then by cultivating this positive self-image, this confident self-image, it aligns everything for you. And then it actually gives you the confidence to become that. Visualization is so underrated. Actually visualizing this version of you that you want to become, so powerful. Now, before I go into the 5th and final point, if you've taken any value from today's episode, don't forget to like and share it with a friend. If you're on YouTube, click the subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss any notifications. And again, if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcast, think about giving us a 5-star review. It helps absolutely massively. And we've got some amazing guests lined up for the full-length Tuesday episodes. Final point, harness the power of yet. So if you can't do something right now, and again, you're struggling with this, rather than saying, I can't do this, just reframe it. I can't do this thing yet. Because that cultivates that growth mindset. That cultivates that you are aware that actually I've got a little bit of a limitation here. I don't know how to do that yet. And rather than it robbing your confidence, be like, oh, I'm such a failure. I'm such a loser. So no, I don't know how to do this yet. It then talks about you being on a journey. You know that you're on a journey because there's so many things right now that you don't even know that you don't know. Think about that. There's things right now that you don't know that you don't know. Same with me. Same with everyone. We're all ignorant in some way, shape or form. And that's okay. You don't know it yet, because life's a journey. So just reframe that. Whatever it is that's robbing your confidence, maybe I can't see a way out. I can't see a way to rebuild my confidence. Just reframe it. I can't find a way to rebuild my confidence yet. And then take the necessary steps to learn, develop, grow. Ask someone for help. That's another great thing. I hope these 5 points have helped you. Self-confidence is something that we all struggle with. You are not alone. But just understand, making the small promises to yourself over time will really help you build that confidence along with these other points. Until next time, take it easy.